So today, what we are doing is we are going to be comparing Valorant, as is on screen, Overwatch, as is not yet on screen, and Apex Legends, as is also not yet on. And we are going to be kind of seeing which is best. We're going to be weighing a couple of different categories. Obviously, the most important one, which is gameplay. How fun are each of these to play? What state are these games in? Should you be spending your time on them? Which is going to be the most valuable question, considering that most of these games are free. 2/3 of these games, as a matter of fact, are going to be free, quote unquote, free to play, right? Keep that in mind. Free to play, not necessarily completely free to play. But yes, we're going to be comparing these three. So obviously, gameplay, number one most important category. Then we're going to be talking about visuals and skins, and then from skins we'll transition neatly into monetization. And I think that these are kind of the three most important categories that people care about in their video games these days. How it plays, obviously the most important, always will be for games. How it looks, I think that's very important to people. And then how exactly are they trying to extract your money out of you, right? Those are the three most important things. So this game, obviously, most people should have heard about Valorant by now. It's very similar to Counter-Strike. It is basically Counter-Strike, but with abilities though, which funnily enough, if you have heard of Tom Clancy's Rainbow Six Siege, then that is another game which I think of as being very Counter-Strike-like, but with abilities. It is much more different gameplay-wise to Counter-Strike than this is, but it's certainly in the similar vein, a tactical shooter, if you will. And that is a game that did not really make it into the list this time, but now that the round starts, let me just go ahead and try and focus and be a tryhard. Yeah, so this obviously super similar to Counter-Strike. It has, you know, you could think of it as either MOBA or Overwatch-like abilities in it. RPG-like is really what it comes down to, because MOBA, it all goes back to RPG. For this game also, packed with top-tier waifus. I was thinking of even doing a Valorant waifu tier list with the, for my channel, moderate success that I've had with my last tier list video. There's some cool skins in this game, but the problem is these skins are Apex prices. However, I will say, I think that the skins in this game, they put more effort into, even though they do force you to buy them in bundles, which I do not like. We did it! We're too good. All right, let's do some thoughts wrap up here. It's very similar to Counter-Strike. Talking about Valorant, newly released this year, of the three games that I'm comparing, the only one that was actually released this year, I would say that definitely of those three tactical games right now, at least I'm preferring Valorant because it is enough new from Counter-Strike that I'm not bored of it. I've been playing Counter-Strike since I was 10. I don't want to play it anymore because Counter-Strike has changed like 10% from 1.6 to CSGO, right? It's not that different. It is very similar. Then you have Rainbow Six Siege, too slow. Too much about just getting headshots and spraying, because everything is a one-shot headshot kill. I think Valorant at the moment for me, when we're talking about tactical shooters, is the most satisfying for me to play. I think because again, it brings enough new to be interesting and fun from Counter-Strike while keeping, let's be honest, huge amounts of the core gameplay of Counter-Strike that is very good because it's been tested and refined over the course of the past 20 years. So I do really like the gameplay of Valorant as somebody who, you know, grew up playing Counter-Strike and somebody who has adopted, you know, the more Overwatch style of gameplay. I loved Overwatch. I played hardcore every day, you know, for like multiple hours a day for 2 years after it released. Absolutely love that game. And we'll be talking more about that later. So I do recommend this. The one thing is, again, with the caveat of if you're okay with it burrowing deep into your computer system and just like having absolute access to your computer and also being directly owned by a company that is itself has direct ties to the Chinese government, if you're okay with all of that, I recommend this game. Lastly, I wanted to talk about monetization. Shit's overpriced. There are a lot of cool skins. I really like this one. Like, I think the skins look fantastic, and I think that the higher up the skin goes, like, you get so much more for these skins. Like, this effect is really cool. And there's much more effort put into these, I feel like, than in Valorant, which again, we'll compare that directly later. That I definitely feel like you get more out of it. And like this one, that's only $12, I feel like looks just as cool as the skins that they're charging $20 or $30 for in Valorant. The skins are certainly just as overpriced here, but at least I think they put more effort into the skins, and they're all for weapons that you're actually going to use Unlike, they're not used, but I mean actually going to be able to see, unlike the character skins that you can't even see in Apex. But yeah, so monetization wise, I dislike the skin prices in this just as much as I do in Apex. I think it's just as bullshit. They use the same fear of loss bullshit that they do in Apex, where it's timed and, oh, you've only got 2 more hours left to get this skin. Cause fuck you. Why aren't all skins available at all times? Don't like it. The one cool thing is that at least Valorant doesn't do loot boxes. There's no loot boxes anywhere. They're all direct purchase skins. So that's cool. Valorant does the same bullshit here, but they also have loot boxes that are also way fucking overpriced. So they are the worst of all worlds when it comes to pricing. Spoiler alert, right? They're fucking terrible. My biggest problem right off the bat with Apex Legends is that it is a battle royale. You know, talking about the gameplay, I don't really like battle royales. I love the mechanics of this game. I love the movement, I love the shooting, I love the abilities. I've got some problems with the way that Respawn has implemented the abilities in this game, but I love those too. The reason being is that most of this stuff is stuff that was in Titanfall 2, and I fucking love Titanfall 2. The more like Titanfall 2 they can make this game, the better. So gameplay wise, I absolutely love this. It's different than any of the games out there right now. You could also, for honorable mention, compare this to Warzone. Warzone is your standard Call of Duty kind of gameplay that Call of Duty has been doing forever. I think for me, I don't really like battle royales, so that is the thing that keeps me from just like playing this nonstop. That being said, since release, I've played 1,000 hours of it. I've played a lot of it just because I really do like the mechanics. I like the shooting, the moving, the abilities, all of that. Super great. We'll talk about the monetization afterwards, but that's going to be probably one of the biggest weaknesses. It speaks volumes that I like playing this game, considering that it is a battle royale. But yeah, as far as comparing this to Warzone, which isn't on this list, Warzone's Call of Duty in a battle royale mode. I've heard people say that it's a good execution of it. I've played it, not really my cup of tea because I hate battle royales and I'm not a big fan of Call of Duty. Summary of the game. So, price point wise, I really don't like the monetization in this game. It is free to play, so ostensibly, that's great. Price, $0. That's a great price, wow. But when we go to the store and we see these outrageous fucking prices for these skins, they're saying that normally this is $36 and that it's on sale for $25 fucking dollars. That's fucking insane. And then you have the same for this skin. I made a whole video about these two skins and how overpriced they are. If you buy these two skins, it's $50, you could buy Cyberpunk 2077, right? Absolutely outrageous. They're cool looking skins. I like them. They're very nice. The artist who made this is very skilled. It is not worth that price. So I really don't like that. And then as if this wasn't bad enough, because we saw the super high prices for Valorant as well, they also have Apex packs. They also have loot boxes. And then on top of that, when you're talking about buying Apex coins, you can only buy a minimum of $10 worth. I didn't even get to talk about this for Valorant. You can buy less than $10. All right, we saw that. They had the different price points. So they force you to buy $10 worth at minimum. And if you're looking at a skin that is priced at, 2,100 coins, you have to spend an additional $10, of which you're only gonna use $1 to be able to buy this skin. If you've got no Apex packs, you've gotta spend $30 to buy a $21 thing. This is more reasonably priced based on the $10 system. But I mean, again, for this, 25 bucks, you really have to pay $30 to be able to get it. And then you've got $5 floating around that you got to spend on garbage like this. So the monetization, I feel like, is the absolute most scummy in Apex of the 3 games. And then if we're talking about technical things, it runs bad. It's running on an engine from 2004. It is a modified version of the source engine, which was released in 2004, but it's been updated, but still. At its core, this is an engine from 2004. It runs like shit. What can I say? For these graphics, the fact that you're usually getting, at least me, like on most video cards, like if you look on a GTX 3080, you're gonna get 140 frames on this thing. Like, it's actually dog shit that for these graphics, this is what you're getting. This performance is what you're getting. So for an overall rating, I would say, again, if you either really like Titanfall style gameplay or you are into battle royales, go ahead and play this game. It's very good. It's my most preferred battle royale. If I'm gonna play a battle royale, I'm gonna play Apex. That's not saying a whole lot because I don't really like battle royales, but there you go. If they end up adding a non-battle royale version, that'll change my opinion. But as of 2020, that's my opinion. If you really like Titanfall style games, gameplay, or if you like battle royales, I recommend this. So moving on to our next game, which is gonna be Overwatch. Okay, so I originally had recorded a completely different video here about Overwatch, this portion, but I decided to play a few more games before I ended up posting my final thoughts about it. And my God, did it change my opinion. I was originally pretty positive about it. Now I am very much not positive about it. This game is just as shit as when I stopped playing it in 2018. All the same problems are still there. I had decided to give this thing another shot because I'd seen a video from Siegel who had said that it's in a really good spot right now. I disagree. As for why it's bad, there's a lot of reasons inherent with the actual gameplay itself, the interaction between the different general classes, not the heroes within the classes, but, you know, tank, DPS, and support. It's a fucking miserable experience. I can't really describe it more than that. You just have to play it to see how awful it is for yourself. As far as the visuals go, I think that this is geared more towards a 13-year-old kind of demographic with its visuals. You know, obviously people who are older than that can enjoy it too. Many do. That's fine. You got some top grade waifus in this game. Obviously, this is like the most Rule 34 game in existence. So much pornography drawn for this game. So clearly they're doing something right with the visuals. The monetization is actually the most fair of the three games. So, well, gameplay-wise, I think this is the most dog shit. I would say that monetization-wise, it is absolutely the best. You can just pay $40 or probably less. It goes on sale a bunch for the game, and then you never have to pay another dime. You just get this game and you can play it. I ended up being able to play it and get all the skins that I wanted from it for free. You get loot boxes in this game. You can either buy them or earn them with experience. I earned enough to where I always was able to get the skins that I desired. So I think it's very fair when it comes to the price of the cosmetics and your ability to earn cosmetics without having to spend money. If you've got, you know, gambling tendencies, you're gonna get fucked over by loot boxes. You'll end up buying them and you'll end up wasting a lot of money. I know a guy who spent like over $300 on loot boxes in this game before he finally stopped playing and started playing something else. So for my wrap up for the three games, I will say number one is gonna be Valorant. I think that Valorant just has what I'm looking for right now. Personally, it's a fresh take on an old game that I really liked, aka Counter-Strike. It's just Counter-Strike with some new twists added to it, and it's enough to keep it fresh and interesting for me. So that's the one I'm liking the most right now. It's a very competitive game. Apex Legends is coming in at number 2. Love the mechanics of the game. Don't like the Battle Royale. It's great still to be able to take a break from Valorant because Valorant is always just like firing full cylinders, super competitive kind of experience. And sometimes you need a break from the competitive experience. And then there's Apex for that because of the fact that I can't take the competitive in that seriously. And then lastly, you have Overwatch. Great pay monetization scheme compared to the other two games. The absolute worst fucking gameplay experience of the three. So that's why it's last place. Gameplay matters the most. Doesn't matter how fair price your game is if it's miserable to play. So with all that said, please, if you enjoyed the video, help me out with the algorithm. Hit like if you like the video, dislike if you disliked it. It doesn't matter to the algorithm. Either one works equally as well. And that way you can just feel free to let me know if you like the video or not without having to worry about helping me or hurting me in that way. And then if you want to get updated on more videos, because I do make more videos like this one, hit subscribe so that way you can get notified when they're uploaded. I also stream live. You'll get notifications when I do that if you subscribe as well. And what else was I going to say? Oh yeah, hit the bell button, because I think that you don't actually get notified unless the bell button's on, which kind of makes you wonder, why does the subscribe button exist in the first place? I don't even know. It doesn't make sense. All right, I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. Fuck over.